Welcome to Microsoft Temperature Converter tutorial developed in Word document. So if I click on this design mode, and that is what you guys will see with the scroll bar here. If I click on that, and that is it, you see the temperature changing from Fahrenheit. We can get Fahrenheit here, and that is what it would result into in Celsius. Okay, now this very one, this is just to show how to embed a shockwave object form into Microsoft Word. For those of you who knows how to use Flash, this was developed in Flash. I actually have this tutorial on YouTube of how to create a firewall like this. So let's go into Microsoft Word where we put another one like this together. Welcome to another document Word tutorial. I will start by showing you where the developer menu is. So if I go to File, Option, go into Customize Ribbon, and there you have your developer menu. If it's not there, check it and just click on OK. You should find it right up here. But before we start using the developer itself, let's go into Insert Table, and we need 6 rows, 2 columns. So let's move these columns right here. About that, then right click on that and just select table property. In that table property, I'm going to select the border, scroll right down, select one of these design. I like that one. Click on OK and click on OK. Now highlight row 2 to 5, right click on it and merge. Now come straight into the developer right there where it says controls. Drop these down and select the tools right here. Now we want to select the scroll bar. Let's see if we can find out. It should be in Microsoft Form scroll bar right there, and click on OK. There. Okay, now we have our scroll bar in place. I'm just going to drag it down a little bit and do that. Want it within the, yeah, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to merge this area. So right click and just merge it. Now up there, let's enter a label. Come back to the design. Okay, let's get a label there. Alright, we have a label there now. Now I'm going to copy this label, this very label, copy it and place one right there. And let's just copy that and place another one of that label. Let's place it somewhere here. Okay, just before I go any further, let me insert one button there. Let's come right down. We need a command button. There we go. We have one command button there. And before I forget, I better save this tutorial. Let's go to File. We have to save it as a macro enable. So select wherever you want to save it. So I'm just going to call it Microsoft Temperature Conversion or whatever. Right. Okay, save and select Word Macro Enable Document. Make sure that is selected and click on OK. So the next thing is, you see this very label, select the property and change the content in that label to temperature converter. Okay, now the background color or the font color, change that to white. The background color, let's change that to black right there, and increase the size of the font. Let's come here, font size, increase that to about maybe 48. Okay, and let's get it centered. All right, so let's see what we've done so far. We've done a little bit and just okay, that's fine. The next thing now is to design this interface. Let's come in here and change the property of that where it says border color. I'm going to change the border color to white. border style, change the border style to fixed single, and the name, let's change the name to LBL temp F. Alright, then the next thing is to change the font's size. Let's change the font size to about 24. Okay, let's see, I think that might be too large. Yeah, let's reduce it. Let's go for 18. Okay, that's much better. And repeat exactly the same thing for this. We'll just delete and copy it again. Copy and paste. Alright, instead of modifying everything. Now change this name to C. Okay, now let's get rid of the content in there, but before that we need to change the border, the back color. Let's change the back color to black. Font color, change that to white. Repeat the same thing for this. Font white, back color black, and delete whatever content we have in there. Repeat the same thing for the other one. Okay, let's take care of the button, this very button. Change that to reset, and right here color, make that something white, back color black, font change that to 16 as well. Then the name will be CMD reset there. So we can always just double click on that and just enter as follows: temp dot caption, really, dot caption equals reset, and repeat exactly the same thing. Just copy it for the other one. So that's it, that is sorted. So we're now going to declare two variables here, but before that we need what is known as option explicit. Okay, more or less saying this is going to be a global variable. So underneath option explicit we enter the following variable for my program. So I will now go back into the design right here. Okay, let's sort out this horizontal scroll bar. Now where it says minimum, I'm going to make that -60, and where it says maximum, I will make that 100. Then the value, let's make the value -60 as well. Okay, that's sorted for that. Now the next thing I want to do now is let's move this up a little bit. Okay, the next thing is double click on the scroll bar right there where it says scroll bar underscore change. I will enter the following lines of codes. Those are the lines of codes for scroll bar underscore change. For those of you, if you're aware of the temperature conversion formula, that is it right there. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is let's go to scroll bar underscore. Okay, we need the scroll bar to be inside scroll method, really. Yeah, right there, and I'll just copy this and paste it right in there, and that will be all. So let's give it a shot and see what will happen. So if I come in here and just click on the scroll bar, you see what is happening. It's actually showing us the conversion rate. Okay, let's look at 40. When it's -40, it's always -40 anyway, so that is correct. So if we click on reset, that's working as expected. Right, so that's working fine. The next thing I want to do now is, maybe instead of leaving this area blank, I'm going to use one of my old, I have this on YouTube, how to create firewall. Just right click on that Now come to where it says property. Just copy all of these directory, copy the directory. Okay, that's fine. Make sure it's copied. Close that or minimize it, and now let's come right in here. Now let's go back to where it says control right there. Drop this down, select the tool, and we need the shockwave. Where's the shockwave? There we go. Shockwave flash objects, and there. So now maybe just drag that across. Let's drag it. Let me save it and make sure it's saved. Let's drag it across, right click and select property. In the property there, let me change the background of that right here. The background, that will be 0 really. Let's change this one to 0 to make it black, and there we have it black. And where it says movie, let me paste my directory in there, and that is all I need to do for that. So close that. Alright, so that is fine. So let's drag this across as well, just to give it. Okay, now if I click on the design mode, you see that, and I can also change that to whatever I want. So the next thing I want to do now is just to enter Fahrenheit and Celsius there. Okay, I now have a name tag for each of these labels. So if I come to design mode here, click on that, I can now select my temperature converter there, or the scroll bar, to determine what the temperatures are, which you can see right there. Okay, you might be wondering, what has this got to do with it? Believe me, it's got nothing to do with it. I just want to put it there. So I hopefully I've answered your questions. If you are wondering why did I put that, I cannot explain myself. I just want to put it in there, and that's how I intend to do it. Okay, so let's just go back to design mode and run it again there. And that is how you develop a temperature converter in Microsoft Word documents. But before I leave, let me show you guys the codes one more time. Come to design mode, double click on that, and right there, those are the lines, the few lines of codes that made that up. Okay, option explicit, reset, use the change method or change procedure, and the scroll method or scroll procedure, and that is all there is to it. So let's see. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you all enjoy it. Thanks and bye for now.